Zidane, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. We're back with another video about My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Of course, it's time for the Chapter 101 review. And honestly, these chapters have just been getting better and better. The Naruhara War has honestly been absolutely amazing and has continued to improve basically the entire time. Naruhara War, as well as the Lone Wolf arc in normal My Hero Academia, are honestly some of the greatest chapters of their respective manga, and it's amazing how much they've improved these stories just going forward, just one chapter at a time. They've added so much to these. So of course we need to talk about this chapter and how much it has done for this season, for this arc. So we continue off where we left off with Aizawa telling Koichi to run, get to the hospital as quickly as he can. And he does, which, again, I've mentioned it before, that takes so much trust for him to just put his faith in Koichi, that he's not going to run away after all of this is done, and to know that his desire to help Pop is more important to him than whether or not he gets arrested at the end of this. And it's amazing. I absolutely love this whole arc. It's amazing. But it's also amazing what exactly happens. We get to see that Koichi attempts to... It goes actually beyond what he's ever done before, doing multiple in-the-air jumps, more than he's ever done before. He's mentioned in the past that he can only get about 2 mid-air jumps before he falls, and then the third one he will fall if he attempts it. But in this, he doesn't know how many he's done, but I wouldn't put it past him that he's done at least 10 of these things, and it's honestly insane how much he's just rushing to get to her as quickly as he possibly can, because he really does care about her. We also see how everyone is handling this whole situation, and this chapter feels very short in the long term, but it adds so much. Koichi and his friend, which I'm forgetting what his name is, Shogo or something, I don't remember. Let me actually check that. They meet up on the roof, and he says that this is do or die, and there's no other options at this point. So, yeah. Koichi? Oh, Soga is his name. Soga and Koichi. But the two of them meet up and they're getting ready. Sogo is reminding him, this is the only time. This is do or die. If we don't succeed, we will die, and so will Pop. Probably the entirety of this town will be destroyed if they fail. And that is insanity. Just thinking about all that has happened in these past few chapters is insane. This is the end. This is the final bout between Sogo and Koichi against number 6. And it's going to be insane. We also get to see the cops as well as Sogo's 2 friends as they stand off against these bomber villains and frickin' number 6, who hasn't even done anything since coming. But they still can't do anything. They are powerless to stand against these bomber villains. And it's actually insane to think about that basically how things are going right now is Koichi is dealing with a whole Koichi and Sogo are going to have to deal with these guys basically on their own, with the possibility of a few other people coming in to help. Cough, cough, where's Knuckle Duster? Um, but, like I said, a lot of these characters are going to be doing some honestly insane aspects, just and going into a full battle in such a short amount of time. It's insane, and it really gets me excited to see how exactly the story is going to continue and how it's going to finish off this arc. It's amazing. I I love these characters. But yeah. Now the question is, what exactly is going to happen in the next episode? Unfortunately, we have to wait another 2 weeks like we've been doing each time, which, oh, I wish that they could actually air them more often, or release them more often. But understandably they can't because of the fact that this is, like, only 2 people working on it compared to Koichi's 6 team members. So, yeah. Understandably, it does take a bit more time than we would desire. But in the same aspect, I think that this is going to be one of the most important battles that Koichi will ever fight in. I mean, obviously, besides that of the final battle that he's going to probably be involved with in the main series, cough, cough, Koichi, Kohi Horikoshi. Please bring these characters into that. Even if they're not super involved, maybe they're just like cameos in this last bit. I still want to see them, even if it's just a small amount. But these characters are going to be coming forward to have an insane bout. A battle of insanity. Like I said. And this is not any normal battle. They are fighting against basically a Nomu at this point. And how exactly they're going to handle it leaves much to the mind to wonder. What exactly is going to happen here? Is Koichi and Sogo going to be able to defeat the bomber villains as well as number 6, who, again, he's a Nomu. He is possibly the 6th Nomu. In fact, I wouldn't actually be surprised if after what happens here, number 6 is one of the high-end Nomu that have been in the whole situation in the main series. I don't know which one, but it wouldn't surprise me if he is. I mean, obviously he's probably not, but at the same time, like I said, he is powerful. Having 3 quirks we know about: hyper regeneration, the explosion thing, as well as the super speed. Those 3 quirks are extremely dangerous, especially against people like Koichi and Sogo, who, remember, Sogo felt like he needed that booster. I'm forgetting what it was called, but he needed that in order to actually fight. He felt weak. But I mean, sure, he's grown since then and has become better with his quirk, but at the same time, we haven't seen his training. We've only seen Koichi's. And sure, Koichi is probably going to be able to stand a much better chance. But the fact is that this guy has super speed and knows and pretty much knows how to use the quirk, which, wow. I honestly don't know how exactly they're going to handle the quirk in the future. There's just so much uncertainty within these characters that leaves much to the imagination. But the fact is that I actually think that there is something else that's going to be happening. 2 characters are going to come in at long last. Knuckle Duster and his daughter jumping in for this battle. And I actually think that this is going to happen at the end of this episode, or the next chapter, I should say, where the two of them are going to show up ready to fight alongside Sogo and Koichi, as the four of them fight off. Or I'm assuming that by this point, Koichi and Sogo, as well as the cops, will have taken down most of the bomber villains, but now they have to deal with this terrible villain in number 6, and on top of that, more chaos is going to be happening just around them. But these 4 vigilantes who have fought together for a while now are going to stand together, and they are going to face off against this terrible villain and prove themselves to not only be vigilantes, but to be true heroes among the rest of these heroes. Because these people, even though they knew that after this was over, they would be instantly arrested because they broke the law. But even despite that, they stood up and came forward to protect the people that they care about, to protect the town of Narahata, just to make sure that this monster didn't get away and would be punished for his actual crimes. And while sure, absolutely, I don't think that there's going to be any real negative repercussions for Knuckle Duster, because 1, he is actually a pro hero. He has a pro hero card. But 2, he's not using his quirk. He doesn't have his quirk, so he can't use it. So he's probably fine, but the rest of them are going to have to deal with the consequences of their actions. And like I've been saying, I think that that's kind of interesting. The cops and the heroes know actually what these characters have done for Narahata, but also the people. And I can't imagine them being put on trial, especially if it's actually in Narahata, and the people there not wanting to stand with them. So many, all of these citizens have known the heroes, have known Crawler, they've known Knuckle Duster, they've known Pop. Sure, they may not necessarily care about the others, but they know those 3. They know that those 3 will stand together and will fight to make sure that Narahata is safe. And since no other heroes were doing it for a while, these characters deserve hero licenses. And I actually wouldn't be surprised if all of them start protesting the trial if it does happen, saying that it's unjust that these people who are true heroes be punished for doing a service for the community. And I don't know, there's a lot to it, but at the same time, it really depends what exactly is going to happen here. Of course, we'll just have to wait and see exactly what happens in the future. But we do know that this is the last time that he's going to be the Crawler. Perhaps it's time for a new name, a new hero name, taking up a new role for all of these heroes. No longer being the Vigilantes of Narahata, but instead being the heroes of Narahata, with new names given to them by their community. I mean, seriously, most people know Koichi as the Crueler, which I wouldn't be surprised if he actually decided to take up that name to actually remember his roots, but to also keep what his fans have been calling him in mind. I don't know. There's a lot to this, and I'm really excited to see how they're actually going to handle it moving forward. But unfortunately, we're just going to have to wait and see exactly what our heroes do moving forward. But anyways, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and ring the notification bell. Of course, leave your thoughts and theories down in the comments below. If you're going to leave a theory, make sure to say theory review somewhere in your comment. And of course, if you do want to support the channel even more, then definitely head down to the description and check out all of our links down there, including our social medias, our other channels, and ways you can support us financially, including the merch store, the book, and of course our Patreon, which a big thank you to our current patron, Sheeny. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys next time. But on!